What is going on, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to week number 43 of the Weekly Headliner Update. Now, if you're new to the Weekly Headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, we do have a lot to talk about this week here. The Silver Samurai event is ending this week. Running parallel to that right now is also the Lady Death Strik'e event, which was a little confusing, but we're going to go through and clarify some numbers here for you. There's a post on Reddit. We're going to kind of just break down some things here. The Dormammu kit reveal happened this week. We saw the Remenex video. We saw how he looks in the game here. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the character and the impact that I think he's going to have in certain areas of the game, arena, raids, and definitely war. We also got some information on another Secret Avenger character, Sharon Carter, where she's going to be landing here coming up sometime soon, which looks as if though we probably have a decent idea now of when Omega Red is going to be released. His legendary event is going to be released in the game. We're going to talk about that as well. And then we have some teaser photos for some characters that could potentially be coming into Marvel Strike Force. We got a lot of thoughts and predictions of who those characters could be, but we're going to talk about that in this video, guys, and so much more on the Weekly Headliner Update. And we're going to start right now. All right. Welcome back, guys. And if it's your first time coming to the channel here and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell so that you will know when my videos do go live. Also, down below in the description is a few other links where you can join my Discord and become a part of the Goof Troop community. There's also a few other links where you can follow me on Twitch, where I do stream Marvel Strike Force content on a weekly basis. Also, my Twitter and my Facebook link are down there as well. That's where I do post most of my updates. And then also, there's Amazon coins. If you're looking to save some money here on your Marvel Strike Force in-game purchases, then Amazon coins is right for you. There's a link in the description that will give you some instructions as well how to go about getting those discounts. I'm getting up to 20% here, which is definitely very useful. And then also my Patreon link. That's another way for you to support the channel. So take a look at that as well. But we're going to jump into our topics here for this week. The first one is going to be our character blitzes. So this week's blitzes are going to be Karnak and Cole Obsidian. Cole Obsidian is going to be on Thursday. Karnak is going to be tonight. Now, either one of these characters, not very highly sought after characters. I would say probably Cole Obsidian is a little bit more important, or you might care a little bit more about Cole Obsidian. He's on a good team that's still being used in the game right now. I don't know if this team is really sought after as much anymore because of these newer legendary teams that are coming out and the new meta that's shifting here. But Cole Obsidian is in the war store, so being able to get some extra shards for him is definitely more valuable there in the blitz than doing that in the war store. Now let's take a look at predictions. So we have some recent predictions here. The most recent one was for Multiple Man. This was the most recent blitz that we had on Thursday, and the prediction numbers for this were 1 to 100, 57.1 million. Now each character, Cole Obsidian and Karnak, are going to have their own prediction numbers that's going to be rolling out into the Discords on Reddit and all that stuff later on this week. So or for Karnak tonight and then Cole Obsidian on Thursday. We're just kind of looking at numbers for comparison here. If we look at the cutoff numbers, though, actual in-game numbers for Multiple Man, we can see where those actually landed. So the prediction number said 1 to 100 was going to be 57.1 million, right? When we look at the in-game stats, the 1 to 100 cutoff was actually 51 million. So a little bit less than what they predicted. And I think that they thought that the Lady Death Strik'e event was going to require more blitzing. So that's probably the reason why the prediction numbers were so high. I think that they're going to adjust that because you don't need to blitz that much to get those Lady Death Strik'e milestones, to get through those Lady Death Strik'e milestones. So I do think that this number is going to adjust here quite a bit. But either way, take a look at this, figure out where you need to get to, and happy blitzing. I guess no one really enjoys blitzing, I don't think. But like I said, so some of other events going on this week. So Silver Samurai's event is ending this week. I know for a fact when I started off doing this event, I was spending about 400 cores. I definitely slowed down because cores are a problem. I'm still farming for ISOs. I'm still using my campaign energy farms, right? So I slowed down quite a bit here and got down to about 200 cores. I'm about 51 shards, I think, exactly here from getting Silver Samurai. I'm just curious to see, guys, where you guys are. Just wanted to talk about that, so just let me know. But this event is going to be ending this week, so definitely try to finish strong where that is concerned. Now, the next event, we got Lady Death Strik'e. Her event is currently running right now, and listen, this event has been weird. It has been a weird event here. A lot of us are just like, is this it to the event? It's first of all, it started kind of early. Like this, we thought it was gonna start on Friday. It started on Thursday. It started kind of early, which was weird to us, right? And then just going. There's like a lot of things. Like there's no orbs to open for the event. We thought there were going to be character orbs to open up. There's no orbs whatsoever. It's just kind of a little wonky event here, but there are there's a Reddit post that I was taking a look at here that does help out with trying to figure out where you need to get to. So this is by Full Metal COS on Reddit. I'm actually going to link that in the description so that you guys can take a look at that as well. But just a quick post. He kind of broke down your spending or your buys here in the store. Talked about how many daily candies you're getting and how many you're getting over the period of the event. Broke down the daily phase bits that you're getting over the milestones, and then throughout the event, the Lady Death Strike shards that you're getting through the milestones as well, and then what you can buy for the event. So kind of broke it down here. It seems really easy for you to be able to get a 3-star and a 4-star character if you're going the free-to-play route. Where it gets very challenging is if you're going for a 5-star character. That right there, the path is not very clear where that is concerned. It's possible, but it's I'm not even sure if it's really fully possible. We'll talk about that here. But if you're going for a 4-star character, you can still. So there's these augmented gear, these augmented uniques, right? So the route that I'm going currently right now in the store is that I'm going all for Lady Death Strike shards, and then I'm going for this augmented gear. I don't really care too much about the silver phase bits. If I get once I get to a 5-star Lady Death Strike, maybe I'll consider grabbing the silver phase bits, but honestly, it probably will be too late at that point, and I just honestly don't really care that much about it. I wanted it to troll, but I don't want it that much. You feel me? But yeah, so based on this breakdown, this means that you can get a 4-star Lady Death Strike and the Venom skin for 91k total candies, leaving 29k to spend on gear, which of course he'd advise buying the teal gear, the augmented gear. If you only go for a 3-star Lady Death Strike and the skin, you'll have 69k total candies that you can use for uniques, because remember, we calculate that you get 120k over the event through the milestones and all that stuff, right? And if you skip the skin and you go for a 4-star Lady Death Strike, you will then have 55k for uniques, which is basically the route that I'm going right now. I'll be able to get higher than a 4-star character because I did spend to buy the character, so I'll be able to get higher shards on the character, but I'm still going just getting LDS shards and then grabbing the 55 and then using the 55k for those uniques, because that is, for me, I find more valuable, not the skin, right? But then you mentioned, personally, I don't see the value in other gear buys, so that's other gear that's in the store. I agree, there's really no reason to do that. And note that there are 30 natural store refreshes during the event, so you will not need to refresh the store to achieve a 4-star Lady Death Strike. If you wish to go for a 5-star Lady Death Strike, not only will you need to refresh the store, but you will be unable to buy anything other than her shards, and you will still be 17 total shards short. And it's an odd number due to the 3 compensations. Maybe we got that in the mail, 3 compensation shards, and so you'll need to core a couple of her orbs or buy a candy offer. Edit, it turns out that the store is going to be around longer than the milestones, so if you want that 5-star, you won't need to refresh the store, but you will need to find ways to get those last 17 shards, as well as only spending candy on the LDS shard. So to get a 5-star character, very challenging to be able to do so. It's possible, it sounds like, from this post, but you're still kind of going to be like 17 shards short. I guess if you do some of the store refreshes, potentially you could probably get those extra 17 shards or so. That's probably going to be the best way that you're going to probably want to go about doing it, based on what I'm reading here in this post. But I'm going to leave the link down below. Read through it here if you kind of want to figure out how you can get a 5-star character. Like I said, I already told you kind of like what I'm doing. But in comparison with the other event, part of the reason why I feel it's weird, number one, yes, no orbs. And yes, not as much blitzing. You could probably get through the milestones by doing 2, maybe 3 rotations a day. But the Shang-Chi event, this was what, about a month or so ago, a little over a month ago, you were able to get, this is an infographic that was made by Voyage's Captain. I found in Valley's video here. You had to do more blitzing for sure to be able to get the fire essences that you needed, but you also had more agency to pick some of the stuff that you wanted in the store. Trading mats, purple gear if you wanted to, T14s, T15s, or other orange gear, Elite 4s. There was just a little bit more that you could grab from the store. You could get I think you got less shards for Shang-Chi, but you were able to get more stuff, more items in the event overall. So that's kind of what, and just comparing the event, there's a little bit additional more resources that you were able to get from Shang-Chi. I feel like that's kind of the reason why I don't like this event. Is just a weird event. It's not that I don't like it. It's just strange. It's just strange a little bit. And of course, like all these events are not straightforward. You kind of have to like crunch numbers and try to figure some things out here. But that's the Lady Death Strike event. Like I said, figure out what you need to get to here. And I'm curious what you're shooting for when it comes to Lady Death Strike. Now, in some other events going on this week, we do also have the Chaos the Theory event. That's not Chaos Theory. Good God, that happened last week. Payday is coming back around this week. And I don't know about y'all, man. I need a lot more gold on my roster right now. I have been pretty much basically just pushing up all of my Doom 2 raid characters, and my gold is hurting. It is hurting right now. I still have a decent amount of gold orbs, so I guess I can always dip into the gold pool, but still I'm watching the amount of gold orbs that I have available kind of dwindle down because I'm trying to get these raid characters ready. But I think I'm going to kind of just go the patient route now and go with about 1.2 million, 1.5 million a day, just to kind of sort of preserve that goal. But definitely the goal that we're getting on Friday is going to be massively helpful. Also keep in mind too that in your daily login calendar that you're also going to be getting this 1.4 million gold as well. So Friday is going to be a good day, right? It's going to be a good week to be able to get some gold here with Payday. Remember, Payday, you do need your merc characters. There's also going to be a double drop to be able to get some extra shards for your merc character so that you can get to those next tiers here, so that you can get the tier 6, tier 7 rewards for the Payday event. So do keep that in mind that the double drop is going to happen this week. In some other event, we also do have another legendary role back around again. Now, this is one of your legacy legendaries, I would say. Invisible Woman, her event is going to be this week. Not really, once again, a sought after character. A lot of players did use her in Dark Dimension 4, but I think with newer legendaries now, Adam Warlock, Omega Red, I do think that Invisible Woman has kind of gone way down the list here in regards to the character that you're going to go after. Is she a good character? Yes. Is she a valuable character? Yes, but once again, not really sought after as much anymore. She's fairly easy to get as well. Sinister 6 characters that you can use to unlock her. They're fairly easy characters for you to be able to get. But like I said, it's not a sought after character. But either way, congratulations to those who are going to be getting Invisible Woman. I know that that's still a good feat here to be able to get a legendary character in Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully, at some point in time, if they do decide to bring in T5s, that they do kind of bring up some of these older legendary characters that don't necessarily have as much value anymore in the game. They want to talk about this. So this is not something I usually talk about in the weekly headliner, but there is a store offer right now that was kind of confusing to me, and I'm going to talk about it right here. So it's this golden bundle offer right here. So if as you can see, you get campaign energy, premium orbs, gold orbs, and a mega orb with this offer. First and foremost, there is no premium orb. As you can see, there's no premium orb here. And then there's also no mega orb in this as well. So the description is incorrect. But what I thought was interesting is this right here. If you click on this orb, it says Seeing Double Orb Fragments, which is for Multiple Man. If you scroll down to the next offer, you have this orb right here, which is the Tough as Nails Orb Fragment. So I feel that this is a little misleading, right? So if you're going into this orb and saying, okay, well, I'm going to get 12 gold orbs here. I value gold orbs at $2. That means that this is the gold orbs are at least worth $24. I'm getting an extra 600k gold. Yeah, I don't want the legacy orb. Yeah, I don't want this, but I'm also going to be getting the toughest nails orb because this looks exactly like the toughest nails orb. But you got to click on this offer and see that it's actually the Seeing Double Orb, which is actually for Multiple Man. So the visual, number one, is not only is the description incorrect, but also the visual orb as well is incorrect. It's very close, right? It looks the exact same to me, if you ask me. So just double checking. Hopefully people are not buying this orb expecting that they're also getting Seeing the toughest nails orb for Lady Death Strike. Hopefully you're not doing that. And I just wanted to point it out so that you guys could see what it actually was. But let's dive into some other stuff, guys, that happened last week. All right, and then some other news, of course. Dormammu. We've come to bargain, Dormammu. So his kit was revealed last week. This is a Reminex video, going over just the character and using them in some of this, looks like arena content here. Team is very strong, right? Dormammu looks very strong. I think he's gonna be a sensational character here. He's gonna make a lot of other characters better, right? There's a revive mechanic where you can revive other characters. He himself cannot revive. There's immunity, there's defense up, there's offense up, there's trauma, direct infinity watch counter, right? Because of the stopping cosmic brawlers from assisting. That's going to be a crazy increased resistance. He's going to be a sensational character here. As you can see, really kind of mowed down. If you continue to look through this video here, mowed down this Infinity Watch team, really kind of negates a lot of what they do because, hey, Nebula, and you're not getting those assists anymore. But I definitely think that the impact from Dormammu is that we're probably most likely going to start to see a lot less of these cookie cutter teams, right? I think Arena right now is largely becoming incredibly boring. It's just Infinity Watch versus Infinity Watch, not fun. Previously, before, it was Black Order versus Black Order. There was like a little pocket where we had Kestrel and Zemo and Surfer and Black Bolt even and Emma and Doc Ock. Like there was like that period of time. And I think with Dormammu, because of Dormammu being so strong, yes, Dormammu's going to be a mainstay, but I think that there leaves a lot of opportunities here for some theory crafting where I think Silver Samurai, Omega Red are going to probably become a part of the arena meta again. I could definitely even see Emma become another character that's back in the arena meta because of her ability to slow down speed on turn one. I could definitely see, of course, New Warriors, as you're showcasing right now, being a part of that arena meta as well. Especially because even though Cloak and Dagger are kind of a little squishy, the aspect of being able to get them to revive, or Dormammu giving them the opportunity to revive, makes them that much stronger as an overall team. And of course, it's almost like, hey, Infinity Watch, anything you can do, you can revive, but I can do that better. I think definitely is going to be the impact for raids, obviously, right? New Warriors, that's pretty much basically where Dormammu is going to make them so incredibly strong. Definitely, I can see Adam Warlock or Silver Surfer being sort of the plug and play characters if you want to go more offensive than using Silver Surfer. I think is definitely the best way to go. If you want to go more of a defensive, more control matchup, you're probably going to want to use Dormammu and use Adam Warlock. Either way, it's going to take a while for a lot of players to be able to grab Dormammu. It's more of an exciting thing to see, not necessarily something that's going to happen overnight. It's more of an exciting thing to see and something to look forward to here, I think, with this video, with Dormammu coming to Marvel Strike Force and potentially what he's going to be able to do here in the game, in my personal opinion. So looking forward to that. Definitely God tier character, and in order for you to be able to unlock him, you're gonna have to go through Dark Dimension. So they did, of course, give us the requirements here that you're gonna need to know to be able to unlock Dormammu, which is gonna be this time all Dark Dimension 5 nodes. The difference in the change here is that previously, before, you could go in with just 4 characters in each node. Now you're gonna need 5 characters in each node in order for you to be able to get through it. 20 characters in total in order to be able to complete it. The first section, obviously no restriction. The second section, I think, is going to be a little bit more challenging because you're going to need city characters. And I think this is where a lot of players are going to start to say, well, who am I going to want to use here? Am I going to want to use symbiotes, which is an older team, or am I going to want to use New Warriors where, hey, I know that I'm probably going to be using the New Warriors team, well, specifically Cloak and Dagger, because they are city. Deathpool is not city, she's cosmic and mystic. So you're going to probably want to use her in the cosmic section. But what I'm saying is that you're probably going to want to go with at least probably some of the newer characters, probably going with Shang-Chi maybe if you're using him. What I'm basically saying is that a lot of the options that you have available here, or that they're requiring global, cosmic, a lot of these options you're already invested into for raid teams right now anyway. So putting G16 gear, I think, is going to be good. And I think that the way to tackle Dark Dimension 5 is not to try to do it quickly, not to be the first person, but to do it efficiently and to plan out investments on your roster that are going to help you with getting through raids, and then using those same characters here to then do your Dark Dimension 5 content. So the biggest problem is obviously going to be being able to get that gear. If you're going to use 3 symbiotes, you're probably going to need to get you're going to need to get a lot of alien spores, right? But less alien spores than having to bring all 5 or 4 of those characters into Dark Dimension 4 like you did before. So the requirements seem kind of crazy, but they're really not, considering that I think a lot of the characters you've already been invested into for Doom 2 raids anyways. So I think ultimately you're going to be fine there. In some other news, we did also find out where the availability of Sharon Carter is going to be. She's going to be going to the raid store here. I think honestly, man, this is probably one of the better options that we could have expected. This is going to be happening tomorrow. Tuesday, she's going to be going to the raid store. Honestly, I think this is probably one of the best options that we could have expected here. I think now that this moves up the timeline, right? Because I was expecting that we were going to find out about Sharon Carter this Friday, which then to me would mean that we potentially could be getting Omega Red on the 8th. That was my assumption. We're probably still going to be getting him on the 8th now, because there was no legendary announced other than Invisible Woman. My prediction is probably now that we might be getting Omega Red on the 8th, which means that you'll have what, about 10 days or so to farm Sharon. Actually, a little bit more than that, because if it is on the 8th, then you at least have until, they usually get the entire week to farm the character. So you kind of have a little over 2 weeks to get Omega Red if you're looking to farm Sharon. But I think a lot of players are going to struggle a little bit more, not with Sharon because she was an event campaign character. I think a lot of players are more so going to struggle with getting Maria Hill shards and also getting those Captain Sam shards. That's really where the struggle buggle is going to be for a lot of players in this game. But yeah, that's pretty much basically what it is for Sharon. I think best case scenario, that's where she probably could have gone. I thought potentially she could be going to the arena orb, but she's going to the raid orb, the raid store. So that, I think that's like I said, that's better than what it could have been, right? But moving forward here, guys, last thing I wanted to talk about was this picture. We saw this picture over this past week here for some of these characters, so the characters that were released before, and we know that Dormammu is coming in this patch. We know that Omega Red is coming in this patch, which is the reason why he's number 1. He's the first character that's going to be released in this patch, which means that, like I said, we probably should see him sometime soon. Well, he's already a part of this blast patch. But then these 2 characters here, there were some questions as to who these characters could be. Now, some people said Eternals. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to release the Eternals, you're going to release at least 3 characters, probably a full entire Eternals team. I don't think this is going to be Eternal. The next prediction here was that we might be getting Ronin, which would make sense, right? Because of the gold border behind him, and then Kate Bishop. I don't know. I'm terrible at predictions. I'm curious to know what you guys think that this character could be here. It would be kind of cool if it was just two of these characters, and then Dormammu in a patch. I feel like that's probably not going to be the case. We might be getting another character in a patch here, but want to know what your predictions are. Who do you think that these 2 characters are? I definitely think Ronin makes sense just because of the gold background, and Kate Bishop as well on the green background. Although I thought she was yellow, but I don't know. We'll figure that out a little bit later on. But listen, guys. What do you guys think about all the topics that we talked about here today? How do you feel? Do you feel that the Lady Death Strik'e event was a little restrictive here? Not what you expected? Would you prefer to have some more orbs in the event? Dormammu, where do you think that his impact will be? I think obviously every single game mode, but I do think that his impact will be felt a little bit more here in arena and definitely raids for sure. I think that he's going to resurrect some arena characters that we probably haven't been using, like Emma before, potentially. We'll see. No guarantee, but just curious that probably could potentially happen here. And then, like I said, man, Sharon Carter going to the raid store, I think means that we've kind of pushed up a little bit when Omega Red could be coming to Marvel Strike Force. I'm predicting that we probably will get him on the 8th, which would then give us a little over 2 weeks in order for us to be able to farm and get Omega Red, farm Sharon Carter shards and get Omega Red. The issue there, of course, is going to be Maria Hill and I think Captain Sam for a lot of players. But listen, curious to hear what you guys have to say here. Leave it in the comments. We'll love to hear from you guys. And until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Whew, man. I'm telling you, man. I dropped the note on that one. I'm telling you, man. I probably should have took it up. Yeah, that sounds better. Much better right there. Yeah.